Yes, I am currently wearing a corduroy suit and look like a 1970s porn professor. But damn it, it's cold outside, and I am a tropical people and do not do well in the cold. And one of the great mysteries of life is anytime somebody tells you, I'm going to go get gas at night, they are lying. Nobody ever gets gas the next morning. So go get the gas at night. But if you've been paying attention, last night South Korea declared martial law. The president of South Korea declared martial law. Didn't last long. Congress got in the way of it. But the question becomes, one, what is martial law? And specifically, can it happen in the United States? So first, what is martial law? Martial law is simply the military taking over our daily lives. That's it. So what do you mean the military taking over our daily lives? Deadly. Freudian. That is when the military just takes over everything. They give you a curfew. They watch you. They basically run the court system. They do everything because they believe there's some type of civil arrest, there's civil unrest. They believe there's some type of insurrection. Maybe there is something coming from outside of the country in which the government feels as though they have to take over our lives because civilians can't do it properly. Yeah, it's a scary proposition. Can it happen in the United States? Yes, it's happened like 68 times throughout our country's history, but no time recently. I think the most recent time is sometime in the 1960s. But yes, martial law can happen. Can the president do martial law unilaterally? No. And here's the weird part. Our Constitution is eerily quiet and eerily silent over whether or not the president has these plenary powers or has these powers. He can do it without talking to folks. Candidly, we don't think he can. He'd probably need an act of Congress. He'd need Congress to work along with him to declare martial law. And if you're trying to figure out what martial law would look at like, think about any movie you've ever seen, The Outbreak Monkey, Wolverine, that movie like that. That's what martial law looks like, where you see the military going up and down the road in the tanks, and you see AK-47s going down the road. That's what martial law looks like, to make sure that the world is working the way it could. This can happen on a state level. Your governors, depending on the Constitution, have the ability to declare martial law if they feel it is necessary. So this can happen. Even though the Constitution, as mentioned, is eerily quiet and eerily silent about martial law, you really don't need it if you're the president. You have something called the Insurrection Act and things of that nature where the president can utilize those powers to have the military do things domestically. Usually you're not supposed to use the military against your own citizens. So that's when you're trying to figure out why martial law is such a big deal. You're not supposed to use the military against your own citizens unless it's really necessary. So long and short, is it possible? Absolutely. Two, is this a cool suit? Don't care. I think it is. Corduroy, 1970s, bow chicka wow wow. And three, even if martial law is declared, the Constitution is still in full force and effect. And so people have a right to challenge, and they can challenge the utilization of martial law and say it's against what the Constitution allows. Fucked up part is the Constitution is really silent to the world of martial law. So that's what's happening in South Korea. They are our ally. It is a democratic place. So it's possible this shit could happen here too. The more you know. Do-do-do-do-do.